Hello, everyone. We're just going to give everyone a minute to join and connect to their audio, and then we're going to get started. Thank you so much for coming along to our virtual cooking experience tonight. Some of you I know, some of you I don't, so big thank you to all of you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chelsea McGill. I am a Thermomix business development manager. So I went to say a Thermomix consultant because that's what comes out of my mouth when I do this, but I am a business development manager. With Thermomix, I've been in this role for almost a year now, which is really crazy. And previously to that, I was a Thermomix consultant and team leader for 3.5 years. So I joined Thermomix 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago now, I guess. It's just going so quickly, to earn a TM6. I had actually owned a TM31 and then I'd owned a TM5. And I had a lovely consultant who had told me constantly that I needed to join the team. And I'd always said, no, why would I want to do that? And then they announced the TM6 was coming out. And I thought to myself, if I buy another Thermomix, my husband is going to kill me. So she caught me on a whim and I said, all right, to joining. And I said, I'm just going to join and earn my TM6 and then I'm leaving. And she said, yeah, that's fine. All good, all good. Obviously, I never left. 6 months later, I became a team leader. And here I am as a business development manager. So my role now is that I work really closely with our beautiful team leaders and consultants that are in the areas that I look after. So I work with the Gippsland region in Victoria and I work with Tasmania. And I'm very lucky to have a brilliant team that I work with. So you were probably invited along by one of those people tonight. So a big thank you for joining us. Now we are going to get cracking. So we are doing a Thermomix cooking experience. So I know we have quite a few people that don't yet have a Thermomix on their bench. And we have quite a few of you that do already have one. So there'll be lots of great tips and tricks for those that do already have a Thermomix. And of course, this is a great opportunity for those that don't yet have a Thermomix to see what the Thermomix is all about. So tonight we're going to be doing 2 dishes, which I'll tell you a little bit more about shortly. But firstly, I am just going to get to know you guys a little bit. Now, some of you will have a chat going with your consultant or the person that invited you along today, and some of you won't, and that's totally fine. So when I ask questions, I would love if you could pop your answer either in the chat with your consultant or in the chat box here with me tonight. Now, I do love if you guys can interact with me as much as possible. It makes me feel like I'm talking to somebody rather than just talking to myself. But please just do stay on mute for me tonight because we are expecting quite a few people on. And when you come off mute, it does just interrupt the sound for everybody. So I'd love if you could please interact with me lots and lots and lots using our chat box or interact with your consultant in that chat that you have going with them tonight as well. So again, welcome and thank you so much for joining me tonight. So I'd love to know what brought you along tonight? What was it that got you interested? Were you an owner looking for a little bit of inspo? Did you invite along a few friends? Are you a non-owner wanting to learn a little bit more? What was it that got you interested in coming along tonight? Pop it in the chat with your consultant or pop it in the chat with me here tonight. While you guys are doing that, I'd love to know, do you have any allergies or intolerances for yourself or anyone that you are cooking for in your household? Obviously, this is a virtual cooking experience tonight and we're not eating any of the food that we're making, but it just helps us to understand you a little bit better if we know that is something that you have in your household or for yourself. Now, we do have our beautiful TM6 over here with us. Tonight, I am cooking with our limited edition Sparkling Black Thermomix. Now, our Sparkling Black Thermomix is limited edition, as I just said, and it is coming to the end of our stock. We do have a couple of weeks left worth of stock at the rate that we are selling at. They are going to sell out soon. So I thought it'd be a fun opportunity to cook with this one tonight. It is exactly the same as our classic white, machine-wise. It is just that it has a different finish on it there. And it is absolutely beautiful, even more beautiful than I was expecting. So, oh, I've just got someone off mute. Okay. So our beautiful TM6 is a smart connected cooking appliance. Now that means that it has the ability to connect to your Wi-Fi, and through your Wi-Fi, you can actually access Cookie Do, which is our recipe platform, which has over 80,000 recipes from all around the world, which is just insane. I actually think we might have even clocked up to 90 recently. So that is years and years worth of Thermomix inspiration, which is amazing. Some of the other benefits of the smart connected cooking appliance and the Wi-Fi means that you can download software updates. So your Thermomix will keep updating itself, ensuring that it is working at its best capabilities. And another great thing about that is that you can actually download new cooking modes. So your TM6 is going to get better with age, which is very cool. There's nothing worse than having something and they release a new model, like my computer, for example, my Mac computer. I had to purchase a new computer because they stopped updating the older ones. So with your TM6, you don't have that problem. It will update itself, which is awesome. Now you will see over here when I swipe across that here we have all of our different modes. Now we have over 20 different modes and functions in our TM6. And since the TM6 launched, we have had, we must be up to about 10 new modes now, which is very cool. So they are able to be downloaded onto the screen of your TM6. And as I said, it does continue to get better with age, which is very, very cool. Now, I'm just going to remove the Thermomix for a minute. Just to help us get to know you a little bit better, we would love to know, when it comes to food and cooking in general right now in your life, what is most important to you? Now, again, pop your answer in the chat box with your consultant or here with me tonight on Zoom and let us know what is most important to you when it comes to food and cooking. Is it healthy? Is it simple? Is it fast? Is it creative? Or is it saving money? Which one of those really jumps out to you the most? And then I'd love to know, for those of you that have said healthy, what does healthy actually look like to you? Let us know a little bit more about what healthy means to you in your household. Everybody's idea of health can be quite different, and that's totally fine, but we'd love to know what your idea of health is. Or when it comes to simple, what does simple mean to you in your household? Fast, what is your ideal time spent cooking in the kitchen? For some people, fast might be 15 minutes. For other people, fast might be an hour, and that's totally fine. Really love to know, what does fast mean to you? And then, of course, creative. What does creative look like in your household? And then saving money. If you're someone that would love to save money, how much money would you like to save off your grocery bill each week? If you could pick a magic number, how much would you like that to be? Awesome. Loving these answers coming through in our chat box today. Fabulous. Keep those answers coming. Really helps us to get to know you when we find out these things. So when it comes to food and cooking, what is most important to you? Healthy, simple, fast, creative, saving money. And while we're talking about that, I'd love to know, how many people are in your household? How many people are you cooking for? Is it you, children, partner, friends? How many in your household? Let us know in the chat boxes as well. Now, onto the price of our TM6. As I said, we do have quite a lot of non-owners on tonight. So the price of our TM6 is $2,579, and that is an all-inclusive package. It does include all of these beautiful accessories that you see here today. And you're actually going to get to see most of these in use tonight, which is really great as well. Up here, we have our Varoma, which is our steaming attachment. Now, our Varoma is amazing, because you'll see tonight that it more than doubles the capacity of your Thermomix. So I did see someone is cooking for 8 in their household. Now, someone like Crystal that's cooking for 8, Varoma is going to be your best friend, because this gives you the ability to really make lots of big meals in your Thermomix without having to do separate things. It's also really time efficient and less dishes, which is brilliant if you're a messy cook like me. Got our simmering basket, splash guard, butterfly whisk, measuring cup, spatula, and a hard copy of our basic cookbook, which you will get as well. And then you do get a 6-month subscription to Cookie Do, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. As I said, it is an all-inclusive price, and we do have lots of different payment options to help you get a Thermomix on your bench if that is what you would like to do. Now, my favorite is that you can actually join our team and do what we do. So you can come along and you can show off the beautiful Thermomix to your friends and family, and you can teach people all the great things about it. We have a whole lot of fun while we're doing it, and there are a heap of great incentives to earn. So you can come on and earn your Thermomix without actually having to outlay the cost for it, which is brilliant. So if you're thinking about getting one, why not have a shot at earning it or reducing the cost? You know, maybe a half price Thermomix would be better than a full price one, or, you know, fully paid for is even better than that. Now, while we're talking about that, if you do currently own a TM6 and you are already telling all your friends and family to buy one, why not consider coming along and joining our team as an owner? So as someone who already has a Thermomix, you can join our team at any time, and you can come along and do what we do as well. We do have some other payment options. So we do have an interest-free finance, which is about $25 a week for 24 months, which is about $3.50 a day. So if you are someone that buys a cup of takeaway coffee, I'm sure the last time you bought a takeaway coffee, you paid maybe around $6. If you paid something different, pop it in the chat and let us know. You might have paid more if you have a different kind of milk. But you could switch from buying your daily coffee to making a beautiful cappuccino in your Thermomix, and you could cover that interest-free payment every day with something simple like that. But I'm really excited to show you just how much money you can save with the Thermomix as well to balance that out. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. We do have a couple of other payment options, but we will keep on moving on. Now, guys, if you have any questions at any point, please pop them in the chat with your consultant or in the chat with me, and I would love to answer them for you. So we are going to start cooking. As I said, we're going to do 2 dishes tonight. We're going to start off with a pizza bianca, which is a herb and garlic pizza. It's a beautiful side dish. It's really versatile. It's great for pizzas. It's great as a focaccia, as a side, whatever you want to do with it. Now, for those of you that do own a TM6, I'd love to know, have you made this dish before? And for those of you that don't have a Thermomix, is pizza dough something that you are making currently, or is it something that you're buying? If it's something that you're buying, how much money are you spending on pizza dough right now? I'm just going to jump over here. All right, so we're going to click on our 3 little lines and we're going to go into our weekly planner. So into my week. And this is going to bring up the different dishes. Now, in our house, we had spaghetti carbonara for dinner. If you haven't made this one, pop it on the list. I can't eat dairy anymore. Oh, I can't eat lactose anymore. And this one is great because it's made from Parmesan cheese, which I can still have, and eggs instead of cream, like some carbonara recipes. Tonight, we're going to be doing our Chinese style chicken, which will be the chicken, rice, and veggie main dish. Then we've got our pizza bianca over here, which we're going to click on. So click on that pizza bianca and up comes our guided cooking recipe. So this is what I was telling you about with our 80,000 plus recipes from all around the world. So the recipe comes up on the screen. Now you can pull the screen up. You can see the difficulty, prep time, total time, and portions. This one's great because it makes 8 portions. But another really great thing about Cookie Do is that you can actually change the portion sizes. So you may want to increase that and make a larger dish, or maybe, you know, there's only a few of you and you want to make that smaller, which you can absolutely do with Cookie Do, which is brilliant. Then we've got our ingredients, our steps, nutritional value, utensils, hints, tips, and tricks here as well. And then we hit the start cooking button. And it wants us to preheat our oven to 220 degrees or hotter if possible, which I've done. Line a baking tray or pizza tray with baking paper and set aside. Then we're going to start off by making that garlic and rosemary topping. We're going to go with 2 garlic cloves. Now, normally I would double the garlic, but this one, the garlic's not really cooked on it, so I'm just going to leave it at 2. And then we're going to go some fresh rosemary. This one's out of the garden and it smells absolutely amazing. Great tip with herbs is grab it from the top. So it's a bit hard to see. And pull down and the leaves will come off. Don't snap your rosemary like I did. And then drop your stick in. I'm on a roll. All right, there we go. So some fresh rosemary. Smells amazing. Then we're going to pop our lid on. Hit that next button. And this is our guided cooking. So turn speed selector to 7. And it's already got our time set here. So it's set our timer on 4 seconds. We're just going to turn that dial around to speed 7. Now that chime's letting me know that that is done. Scrape down sides of the bowl with a spatula. Look at that. In just 7 seconds, we have chopped that garlic and rosemary. Isn't that amazing? I'd love you to have a think. How long would that have taken you to chop if you were cutting that by hand? I know for me, I'm a bit of a slow chopper. That would have taken me quite a while, and I probably would have lost some fingers along the way. That smells absolutely amazing. You can't beat those beautiful fresh ingredients like garlic and rosemary. Now, this recipe does want us to repeat that step, but I'm really happy with the consistency. I'm going to slide that back a little. Really happy with that consistency for my topping, so I'm just going to skip that step. And I want you guys to remember that this is guided cooking. It is not set in stone. So you can skip steps. You can repeat steps. You can add extra, take things. Whoops, just tipped all of my topping on my bench. but it is guided cooking. So you really can make changes to suit you and your family. Can't believe I just tipped that on the bench. There we go. Just going to scrape that out. Lucky I cleaned the bench before I started cooking. And then we're going to pop that into a bowl to the side. Now, this recipe at the end actually asks you to pop some oil, a little bit of olive oil over your pizza, but I like to put it in now. So I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, maybe about a tablespoon or so, into my garlic and rosemary there. And I'm going to let that sit, and that flavor is going to infuse. So that's a really great little tip when you're making this one. Now, we're going to add 220 grams of water. So this is where we're going to utilize our scales. So our scales are on 0. If they're not, hit that tear button. That's just going to reset them. We're going to go in with 220. Oh, I've gone 230, but honestly, that is totally fine. If you've seen me cook before, you'll know I'm a near enough is good enough kind of cook. And that'll be all right. You're going to go in with a teaspoon of raw sugar. Now, that one is optional. It's not for sweetness, but the sugar actually helps the yeast to activate. So you're going to get a quicker rise. 2 teaspoons of dried instant yeast. Going in like that. And then we're going to put our lid on. And we've got 2 minutes on our timer, 37 degrees and around to speed 1. So this is our first heating step that you've seen tonight. So here is our temperature, and that one is preset for us. And then our timer and our speed is all you have to do. Now, what we're doing here is we are activating our yeast. So I did ask before if anyone's made pizza dough before. I haven't had a chance to check my chat box. But if you have made pizza dough before, you may remember that it would have asked you to have room temperature water or warm water. And if your water is too hot, it can burn your yeast. And if it's not hot enough, it's not going to activate. So what we're doing here is getting it to 37 degrees, which is your optimal temperature, which means you are going to get the best rise possible on your pizza dough. So tell me, if you haven't made pizza dough before, do you think it's something that you would like to be making? Or if you had a Thermomix on your bench, could you see yourself making pizzas with your family? Pop it in the chat and let us know. I'd also love to know how much you guys spend on takeaway pizza. I know where I live, we're up to about, for 2 pizzas, easily $40 from the pizza shop, which is just crazy. But I know these things are quite expensive these days. So tell me, how much did you spend on your last takeaway pizza? Or are you smart and are you making pizza at home instead? So we've just got 30 seconds to go there. Now, this recipe is so cost effective. Our pizza dough sets you back just a few dollars to make. And you can get up to 4 pizzas out of this recipe, depending on how you like them. If you like a thin pizza, you're going to get at least 4. If you like a thick pizza, you might get more of that 3 to 4. But it is perfect to feed the whole family for just a couple of dollars. I've got a couple of answers coming in the chat box. We love making pizza dough. I always buy bases for homemade pizzas, but use bases and then throw out the rest because they go moldy. Such a waste of money. Yeah, that's an interesting one, Lauren. And this is a great way with the cookie dough scaling function. You could choose if you wanted to lower the amount that you were making, or these do freeze. The dough does freeze really well as well. Now we're going in with 400 grams of baker's flour. So I like to buy the Wallabies bag. This one is really cost effective. You'll pay about $12 for 5 kilos. And when you own a Thermomix, I highly recommend having a bag of this in the cupboard because it is something you are going to find is in a lot of recipes. I'm going to go in with 30 grams of olive oil. So using these scales is great for anyone that loves to save time. Anyone that said time was important to them. You will find that having that scales means that you're not having to get out extra spoons and cups and utensils, so you're saving time there. And if you're anything like me, less dishes is brilliant. Now we've put our lid back on and we've got 2 minutes on this wheat picture here. So this is our kneading function. So 2 minutes of kneading in the Thermomix is the equivalent of 20 minutes of kneading by hand. Move back over here so hopefully you can hear me okay. So I'm not sure if anyone said they were making pizza dough by hand, but 20 minutes of kneading is the equivalent of 2 minutes of kneading in the Thermomix. So huge time saver there again for anybody that said saving time is important to them. So right now we're saving time, we're saving money, and we know what's going into our food, which is really great. For anyone that said health was important to them, you know what ingredients are going in. This pizza dough had flour, yeast, water, salt, and that little bit of olive oil, and then the toppings that go on it as well. So that's really great to know. So that is kneading away over there. And I'd love to know if you have a Thermomix on your bench, or if you had a Thermomix on your bench, what kind of things would you like to make with our kneading mode? Can you think of some things that you would love to make? What kind of things are you buying at the supermarket now that would be needed? Are you a family that's buying lots of bread? Are you buying cheese and Vegemite scrolls, pizza scrolls for lunches, finger buns? Any of those things, pop it in the chat and let us know what kind of things are you buying, or what kind of things would you love to be making if you had a Thermomix on your bench. Or for those owners, what is your favorite thing you make with the kneading function? I could stand here all day and list the things I love to make with my kneading function. I actually made some cookie dough earlier today that used the kneading function as well. So it's not just for bread, this mode. Our kneading mode also can be used for like mixing meatballs, so minced meat. If you've ever made meatballs and you have to, you know, stick your hands in there, you can do that with the kneading mode, which is awesome too. Lauren's just said she wants to make bagels. Bagels was actually the first thing I made when I got my TM31 10 years ago. Such a random thing to make, but I was on the internet Googling before Cookie Do, and I saw a recipe for bagels and I wanted to make bagels, and I did, and that's so beautiful. Emma made the Boston bun today. There is a new Boston bun recipe that just came out recently, and it is amazing. It gives me the best flashbacks of my grandma. We used to eat Boston bun at my grandma's all the time. But there we go, 2 minutes of kneading, and we have that beautiful pizza dough. Look how soft and fluffy that is. Absolutely amazing. I'm just going to slide my Thermomix over. You can see I've got it on our glider board here. Now, our glider board is actually available as a gift with purchase. So for those of you that don't yet have a Thermomix, if you've been thinking about getting one, up until the 7th of September, when you purchase either the white or the black, you will get the matching glider board. I've got non-matching. I don't have a black one, so I put my white under there. But if you get a black Thermomix, you will get a black glider, or you get a white Thermomix, you will get a white glider. And a $140 Mix Shop gift voucher. So that is about a $289 value for free with your TM6 at the moment, which is awesome. So here I've got my Thermomat. Now you can get a Thermomat by hosting your own cooking experience. They are available as a host reward. So please chat to your consultant about having your own cooking experience and getting your hands on one of these. Or another way you can get one is in our business kit. When you do start your Thermomix business with us, you will get one of our Thermomats as well. So twist the blades left to right, left to right, left to right, and you'll feel the dough loosen and fall off. There we go. And that has gotten most of that off. Now I'm just going to show you a trick. So what we're going to do, we're going to roll that one up, and our dough is going to sit in our Thermomat, and that is going to keep the heat in and help it to rise really quickly for us as well. But what we're going to do here, sorry, I moved you. I just want to get you back in sight. So I'm just going to hit the house button here, put our lid back on, swipe over to our modes, and I'm going to hit the turbo button. Now, turbo is our fast, hard chopping. So it's on 1 second. I'm going to turn that. And then to get out of turbo, you do need to exit the mode. So go back to your recipe or the home screen. And our lid's going to come off. And what we've done there is we've just flicked all that dough off the blade. So instead of trying to pull it off with your fingers, or instead of wasting it when you're washing it off, you can do the turbo trick. Now, it works for doughs, it works for cake mixes, anything like that. Sauces, whatever stuck to your blades. And then grab your dough and just go around and clean the rest of your bowl. And then pop that in your Thermomat with the rest of the dough. Now, it needs about 15 minutes to prove. You want to keep it somewhere nice and warm, but having it in that Thermomat means it's going to stay really, really warm. So then it's going to walk us through. So work each half into a ball, then wrap loosely in a silicone bread mat or plastic wrap and leave in a warm place to prove for 15 minutes. Using your hands, press out one ball of pizza dough onto a prepared baking tray. Sprinkle dough with half the reserved garlic and rosemary mixture, a little extra sea salt, drizzle with a little extra olive oil, and then bake for 10 to 20 minutes until lightly golden. Repeat with second ball of dough and serve hot. So we're going to continue that recipe in a moment, but I am going to Keep moving on. I am lucky enough to own a couple of Thermomix bowls. So we shall continue with our clean bowl. We're going to go back into our weekly planner. Oh, I hit Pizza Bianca. And we're going to go into our Chinese style chicken now. So again, scroll down, get everything prepped and ready to go as I have done, and then hit that start cooking button. Just going to grab my plate of ingredients. Sorry, I don't have a whole lot of room on this side of my kitchen. All right, so insert simmering basket into bowl. So this one here is our simmering basket. We're going to pop that one in. And we're going to add 350 grams of medium grain rice. Now, I just buy one rice and use the same for everything. So whether it's long grain or basmati or whatever it is, whatever I've got. And then rinse rice until water runs clear. I'm just going to skip that step. And then we're going to add 1,000 grams of water. I'm going to go in with a litre of water. Now, how are you guys cooking rice at the moment? For those of you that don't have a Thermomix, are you buying pre-cooked rice, or how was that? $9.97. How are you making your rice currently? Or if you have a Thermomix, have you made rice in it? We're going to add some salt. I don't like to add too much. I find if you add the full teaspoon, it can be a little bit salty. And then we're going to put our lid on. We're going to take our measuring cup out. We're going to add our Varoma. Now, our Varoma is our steaming attachment that I was talking about earlier. It more than doubles the capacity of our Thermomix. Now, we're going to load up our Varoma. Now, I did say that this recipe is brilliant because it puts so much into the Thermomix, which is great. So I'm absolutely feed the crowd. Use my arm going over you guys there. So we're going to go with half a brown onion cut into slices. So I've just really roughly cut that. I'm going to throw that in, hit that next button. We've got 1 carrot cut into slices. Now, you could use your Thermomix cutter to slice all of these, which is our great attachment. Our Thermomix cutter is currently sold out, hoping to see them hit the market again before Christmas. But we do have some popped aside for our new consultants. So if you did ever consider joining the team, it is a great way to get one with just 3 sales in your first 2 months. You will take home a Thermomix cutter. Is anyone lucky enough to get their hands on one when they did come up for sale recently? Have you got one at home? 1 capsicum cut into slices. Now, my Varoma, that's pretty full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tray. Instead of piling them all into the dish, we've got our tray, which means we can add even more. Got some broccoli cut into florets. Got a little bit less broccoli than it asked for because my family don't love broccoli. So most people aren't going to eat it. So you can definitely make changes to this recipe to suit you. If you love carrot, add extra, add less broccoli, switch the broccoli out for corn, whatever you want to do that works for you. Now we've got 10 seconds of aroma. We're going around to speed 4. And we are doing some steaming. So we are going to steam that for 10 minutes. Our water's heating up. Our rice is cooking in our basket. And then we've got our veggies cooking here. We've got some sugar snap peas that are going to go in next. Then we're going to cook our chicken, make our sauce, and all of that will be done. But while that is happening, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tour around Cookie Doo. I'm just checking our chat box. Got some great answers coming in here. Flour tortillas are super quick to make. I love making tortillas. Play-Doh. Emily's making Play-Doh. Love that. And you can add a few drops of like essential oil, like lavender, into your Play-Doh to make it smell beautiful and calm the kids down, which is always a win. Pizza, bread rolls, Play-Doh is a weekly staple for our kids too. Pizza scrolls, brioche buns, basic bread mixture. Ooh, herb and garlic pull apart. Burger patty scrolls, cheese and bacon rolls, scones. Oh my goodness. So many great answers coming in. Love that. Someone's made this Chinese style chicken last week and it was delicious. Awesome. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of Cookie Doo. So for those of you that currently have a Thermomix, tell me, are you using Cookie Doo and are you loving it? Is it something that you're not using that much yet? For those of you that don't yet have a Thermomix, how do you go with your meal planning? Are you someone that likes to meal plan, or are you more a wing it kind of person? Pop it in the chat and let me know. I forgot to hit the share screen button. There we go. All right. So here we have Cookie Dough. Oh, it's just logged me out. I'm going to log back in. Now, Cookie Dough is a platform that can be used on your computer. There's an app on your phone and, of course, the screen of your Thermomix. Now, you can use the one login to all your different devices. Your partner can have Cookie Dough on their phone as well. Maybe you want to send them a shopping list to get on the way home from work, or maybe they want to pop some dish inspo in there as well, and that's totally fine. Everyone can get on Cookie Dough and have a little look. So here we've got, hello, Chelsea Miguel, what would you like to cook today? We've got our search bar here. And then when we keep scrolling down, we've got what's new on Cookie Dough. So to give you a little bit of an idea, Cookie Dough is updated constantly. As I said, we have over 80,000 recipes, possibly 90,000 now, from all around the world. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, when I started with Thermomix 4.5 years ago, we had 42,000 recipes. So we have more than doubled the number of recipes available to you in just 4 years. So that just shows that Cookie Dough has always been updated. So we've got some new recipes here. We've got an abundant breakfast bowl, avocado and goat cheese smash, berry booster smoothie. So for anyone that is looking for those healthier recipes, here are some brilliant ones to try. Cookie Dough is always changing, so it's really great to browse through Cookie Dough and have a little read about what's going on. So this looks beautiful, a firecracker pumpkin. And then cabbage rolls, some different recipes there. Here's a little bit about scaling your recipes, so changing the recipe size. And then what the community's cooking. So what the community is cooking is a great place to come when you're looking for a little bit of inspo. So this changes every few days based on what people all around Australia are making in their Thermomix. Now you can tell it's Monday, which means these recipes are from the weekend. And we've got espresso martini, margarita, and mango daiquiris. Do we have any cocktail lovers in the house? Pop it in the chat and let us know. I do love a good cocktail. I actually was just in Bali last week, and even in Bali, it was $10+ for a cocktail. You can make a batch of cocktails in your Thermomix for a fraction of that cost, which is brilliant when you're wanting to save money, when you're trying to go out a little bit less, when you want to enjoy something at home. This is a great way to be doing it. There are actually a handful of cookbooks just on cocktails on Cookie Dough as well. And pancakes is always a winner for the weekend. Now we can have a little search. So I'd love if you could tell me, what is a dish that you love to eat? Is it something that you love to get at a restaurant, or is it something that you love to get takeaway? Like, what's a favorite dish in someone's house? Pop it in the chat and let me know. What do you guys love to eat? Anyone want to give me a recipe? What do you love? Even just a type of cuisine? Do you love Mexican, Italian, Indian? I love Mexican. It's one of my favorites. Thanks, ladies. All right. Awesome. Fabulous answers there, guys. Risotto, Mexican, Thai, butter chicken. Awesome. Heaps coming in now. So I'm going to go with our first one of risotto. So I'm just going to pop in the chat box here, risotto. Now, I actually bought my first Thermomix. I was drawing on my screen. I didn't know you could draw on the screen. I'm like, where are these green lines coming from? I bought my first Thermomix actually based on risotto. So I was a hairdresser at the time, and I was telling a client that I had tried to make risotto and I'd failed. It was a disaster. I'd spent 2 hours in the kitchen and it was absolutely horrible. And I remember she said to me, why don't you buy a Thermomix? And I had no idea what a Thermomix was. This was about 11 years ago. I'd never heard of a Thermomix before. So I got online, I started Googling. She wasn't a consultant. She just liked her Thermomix. Started Googling, I watched all these YouTube videos and I was addicted and loved making risotto in my Thermomix. Never would have thought that you could make it better than restaurant quality risotto in just 20 minutes. Now we have 123 different things resulting to risotto here when we search. We have asparagus risotto, seafood, chicken, butternut squash, pea and mince. We have beetroot and thyme, like you name it, it is on here. There are so many beautiful risotto recipes that just jumped down on me. But you can have a little scroll through and see which ones you love. And I do love this pumpkin and bacon risotto here. So I'm going to click on this one. And you can see this one has 4.4 stars out of 1,100 ratings. So you know this is going to be a great recipe. So as a Cookie Do user, you can jump on and rate your recipe. So if you love a recipe, give it 5 stars. If you don't, give it 1. That helps the community to know which are good recipes. So again, you've got your difficulty, prep time, total time, portions. So this one here, you can scale down to just 2 portions if you are looking to just feed, you know, yourself or just 2 people. Or you can scale up to 6 if you're wanting to make it a little bit bigger for the whole family, if you've got guests coming over, which is awesome. So I'm going to scale that one to 6, and then I'm going to add that to my week. So when I've scaled that, that's upped all of our ingredients for us, and you'll find that it's increased some of the cook times as well to take that into account, which is amazing. So I'm going to add this to my weekly planner. Now we're going to have that tomorrow night. Now I did see someone else put Thai. My computer's a bit slow tonight. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to pop Thai on here. Now Thai is a very broad one. So we get 1,023 things resulting to Thai. Now, if you were to get Thai or, you know, Indian, anything like that, Chinese takeout, how much would you spend for you, your family, whoever you're feeding at home, if you were to get a takeaway like this for you guys? Pop it in the chat here with me or with your consultant and let us know, what would something like this cost you to feed your household? So we've got so many different things like Thai fish curry. We've got Thai cucumber salad, which uses the Thermomix cutter. This one here, the Thai peanut chicken with coconut rice, is absolute heaven. I'm actually going to click on this one. It is amazing. It's one of my favorite dishes. And again, 4.7 stars from 1.3 thousand ratings. So you know this is going to be a good one. I'm going to add this one to my week, and we're going to have that on Wednesday. I might leave that in my weekly planner for next week. We haven't had that in a little while. Now tell me, guys, what's a favorite dessert? Someone? Does anyone have a favorite dessert? Pop it in the channel, let me know, and we'll have a look through the desserts. Mel's just said $70 to $80 for a family of 5. Yeah, I reckon that'd be pretty right. Yeah, Emma said Chinese was about $70. And Danny said 90. So isn't that crazy? If you were to buy takeaway once a week in your household, and let's say, you know, around that $40 to $80, whether you're getting pizza, fish and chips, or something like Thai or Chinese, if you were to stop getting takeaway once a week, once a fortnight, whatever it may be, that would be the cost of your Thermomix covered. And you could be making beautiful dishes like this at home for a fraction of the cost. Great answers coming in. Lemon meringue, ice cream from Relay, sticky date. Great answers there. Which one do I pick now? I do love a lemon meringue, so I'm going to go with lemon meringue. So when I click on lemon meringue, we've got a couple of different ones here. This lemon meringue cake with 10-minute frosting is beautiful. Something a little bit different to your lemon meringue pie. Then, of course, you've got your lemon meringue pie, which I love. This has always been one of my favorites to make as a Thermomix owner. When you go somewhere and you turn up with a lemon meringue pie, people think that you bought it because it's so beautiful. So it's really satisfying when you know that you made it. Some lemon meringue cupcakes, lemon meringue tarts, cheesecake with meringue topping. And then we slightly get off tart. Oh, a passion fruit tart with meringue sounds beautiful as well. Now, just back over at our Thermomix, it asks us to stir vegetables in and insert aroma tray, which I already did, but that's okay. Then we're going to add 200 grams of snow peas. I'm using sugar snap peas just because they are actually cheaper. They were about $3 cheaper than the snow peas. And for me, I kind of think every $3 in your supermarket bill counts. So again, remember, guided cooking, not set in stone. And I did about 120 grams because, again, my family don't love greens. There's a green theme in our household with my children. So I've just put a little bit less in as well. And then that one's just gone back on for 5 minutes of aroma, temperature, and around to speed 4. So I'm going to add the lemon meringue pie to my wheat. And we're going to make that on Thursday. Let's treat ourselves. Now, when I click on my week up here, you can see, just going to clear that, the things that we've been eating in our household. Now, I did make a cookie slice, which I will post on my Instagram tomorrow for everyone to see. And I did make an Anzac slice, just some lunchbox treats there. And then we've got chili con pan is on our meal plan, our pumpkin risotto with bacon, we've got chicken meatballs, Thai peanut chicken, nasi goreng, lemon meringue pie, and it is my son's birthday party on Friday, so I am going to attempt to make him a cake. So what I'm going to do is only the best. Oh, no, not that one. This one. Our pumpkin risotto, I'm going to add to shopping list. Thai peanut chicken, add to shopping list. Lemon meringue pie, add to shopping list. Then up here, we've got our shopping list. I'm going to click show ingredients. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to collate down a shopping list for us. So that is going to make us a shopping list. Now, I'm just going to stop you there for a second because I do just want to go back over here. And we are just going to roll out our pizza dough and get that one into the oven. So that is ready for us. Just going to flip my camera and you got to excuse my mess. I did tell you I'm a very messy cook. I've got a nice little mess going here. So got our pizza dough. It feels really warm in there and it started to rise really nicely. Now, doughs all take different amounts of time to prove. So they may take 10 minutes like this pizza dough. Some might take an hour. Some might make 2 hours. So when you are making a dough of some kind, make sure you are pre-reading how long you need to let it prove before you get started. Because I've been punked when I wanted to make something for dinner and haven't allowed enough time. But this pizza dough is brilliant because it is really quick. So our Thermomat is non-stick. So perfect for shaping our dough. So roll it out. I'm going to cut it into half. This is a dough scraper. They're about $3 on the Mix Shop. So when you jump on the Mix Shop and do an order, grab yourself one of these. They're really handy. When you're using your Thermomat, you don't want to use a knife on it because you can cut it. So we want to use a dough scraper or just your spatula is perfect too. Now with this pizza dough, we're not even going to use a rolling pin. It is so soft and beautiful and easy to work. We are just literally going to push it out with our hands like this. Your little finger dints mean that your toppings are going to stick nicer to it as well. And then literally just going to peel it off our non-stick mat. We're going to pop it onto one of our rose gold trays and one of our tray liners there. So no need for baking paper. Then we're going to get our topping. Now, if you were making pizzas at home with your family, what kind of toppings would you put on? If you had a Thermomix on your bench and you were making dough, what kind of toppings would you like to use? Or for those Thermomix owners, what toppings are your favorite to put on your homemade pizzas? So spread, so you can see by putting that oil in the bowl with the rosemary and garlic, it spreads so much easier. And then it did say a little bit of salt. So we want to give it a bit of a salting. I do like salt in my house, so I'm going to be a little bit extra. Then I'm going to put that one into the oven. How good does that look? It is not round. I will never make a round pizza. It's just not in me. Sorry, guys. But I figure it looks homemade, right? So I'm going to set that timer for about 10 minutes. My oven is quite hot and cooks quite quickly. And then I'm going to check it. So when you're talking about baking times on cookie dough, please make sure that you always go less than more, because you can always put it back in for longer, but once it's burnt, it is burnt. So less is always more. Now, what we can do is hit our preview button, and that's going to show us our next steps. And that is where we're going to get our rice and veggies out. But I'm just going to finish showing you cookie dough. So we've got that shopping list done. So here are the things that we need to buy for our dishes. Now I know I've got caster sugar in the cupboard. I know I've got cream of tartar. I'm going to need dark brown sugar. I've got coconut. I don't need icing sugar because I can actually make that in my Thermomix, which is great. Peanuts. I always have wine. Lemon juice. Obviously, we don't need to buy water. So go through and mark off anything that you don't need to buy, and then leave on anything that you do need to buy. And then here are those things that we've marked off, and here is our shopping list. Now, this will be on your phone, so you can head to the supermarket, you can start wandering around, you can get your partner to get it on the way home from work, whatever it may be. Or you can share it, you can print it, you can copy and paste it. And my favorite over here is that you can actually order the ingredients. So do we have any online shoppers? Does anyone like to do online grocery shopping? Let me know. Pop it in the chat and let me know if you like to do online grocery shopping. I live 15 minutes to the closest Woolies, half an hour round trip. So I absolutely love to do my online shopping. Saves me so much time. So for those of you that are wanting to save time in your kitchen, this is a brilliant way to save time with your Thermomix. So it brings you over to this page here. And what you can do is you can change any brand. So say, I like to buy home brand flour because, again, I like to bring down the cost of my groceries wherever I can. So I'm going to switch it to home brand. Dark brown sugar again, I'm going to switch to home brand because there's nothing wrong with home brand. There we go. So go through and make any changes that work better for you. If you don't like a certain brand or if you want a larger size, whatever it may be, just switch it. Now, I do get asked all the time if it picks the most expensive brands. It definitely does not. I'm pretty sure it tries to match based on size. So sometimes you'll end up with something quite small, which can be more expensive. You may want to swap it for the bigger one, or you might find that that smaller one is better for you. So go through, always picks free range eggs, which is nice. Go through and make any changes to that you want to. And then once you've done that, you can hit that add to cart, and that will actually jump on over into your Woolies online cart. And then you can do your groceries, whether you want to do delivery or if you want to do a click and collect, you can absolutely do that. So you can do your weekly meal plan, you can do your grocery shop, and you can have them delivered to you, click and collect, whatever works for you in just a matter of minutes. So I find it takes me about 45 minutes to do a meal plan and a weekly shop. So again, for those of you that are wanting to save time, this is a brilliant function. For me, as I said, it takes half an hour to get to the supermarket and back, whereas I can do this from the comfort of my couch in about 45 minutes. For those of you that are wanting to save time, that's great for you. For those of you that are wanting to save money, this is another way that you can save money with your Thermomix, because you'll find that you're not impulse buying at the supermarket. You're only buying exactly what you need for the recipes that you're making. You'll also find that you waste a lot less food. In Australia, we waste over $8 billion a year at the supermarket. The average family wastes at least one grocery bag a week, so which is around $40 to $60, which is just wild. So this is a great way to not just be buying things for the sake of it, and to ensure that you're not wasting that money at the supermarket, which is going to bring down your grocery cost and save you lots of money over the year. Does anyone have any questions about Cookie Doo? Pop it in the chat here with me or with your consultant, and we'd love to answer them for you. Danny said, yes, this is the best with a toddler. No one wants to go to the supermarket with a toddler, that's for sure. A couple of people loving their online shopping. Ema said, since we got our TM6, we save $100 a week on our groceries for a family of 4. It's been a massive saving. That's incredible, and I absolutely love hearing that. One of the things I love about this job is being able to help you guys save money off your grocery bills, or eat better, or save time, whatever it may be that's important to you. Bridget's just asked, what is the best way to categorize your collections? That is a great question. I don't use a whole lot of collections, so give me a minute to have a little bit of a think about that, or one of my beautiful consultants may like to answer that question in the chat box for me. I'm more of just like a meal plan shopping list gal, but collections is a great function too, but maybe someone could answer that for me. Crystal's just asked to save recipes stay if your Cookie Doo subscription expires. And unfortunately, no, they don't. Think of it like Netflix. You're getting access to those recipes when you're paying for it, just like you do with your Netflix or your Disney, whatever it may be. You do have 120 recipes from the basic cookbook in there that are always there. And if you did lapse your membership and then you pick it up again, all of your saved collections would still be there when you came back. All right, back over here, you can hit that next button. And we're going to place those veggies. They look great. Still nice and green. I love that they're never over steamed. They're not soggy. I can't stand soggy vegetables. And a great tip, which I did not do, and I just got water all over my bench. See how I put my Varoma down and I got water everywhere? What you want to do is you want to use your Varoma lid as a drip tray. So flip your lid upside down like that. We are going to place our vegetables in our thermoserver. Now, our thermoserver is another one of our host rewards, so please chat to your consultant about hosting your own cooking experience so you can get your hands on a thermoserver. They are a host reward only. They are so handy. They will keep your food at the temperature it goes in at for up to 2 hours. So when you host your own cooking experience with a couple of friends virtually or in person, you can get one of these. For those of you wanting to save time, this is a brilliant feature, a brilliant thing to have with your Thermomix. Get that, all those veggies, guys. And that is going to stay really warm in there. And then we are going to take our lid off. I'm going to flip that simmering basket around. I want to make sure that you guys can see this. We're going to go in with the hook here into our simmering basket and create a handle so you can get your rice out safely without burning yourself. Sorry. So we're going to make a bit of room in our thermoserver. Make sure that's on nice and tight. And then we can actually just flip that one straight out. Perfect. Into there. And that is going to keep our rice and veggies. Look at that. Perfect. Does anyone who doesn't yet have a Thermomix fail at rice? I always found rice so difficult to make. On the stove, I could never get it right. Look at that. Lid goes on and that's going to stay warm. I'll pop that to the side. Our pizza is smelling absolutely beautiful. So there is actually a video on here. So our TM6 does have videos, which is one of the great smart connected cooking appliance functions. So sometimes it'll bring up a video if you're not quite sure what a step means, and it will actually show you how to do that step. So it's going to show you how to remove the simmering basket, maybe you how to roll out your dough or how to cut something, whatever it may be. So we're going to discard our steaming liquid. We're just going to tip that one out. And then we're going to add in 20 grams of olive oil and we are going to cook our chicken. 20 grams of olive oil. Now, I personally do find some of the cookie dough recipes ask for way too much oil. So you can definitely tone down the oil if you would like. Again, it is guided cooking and it is up to you what you do with these recipes. So I've got 300 grams of chicken breast cut into strips. I've got about 350 grams there. You can go a little bit over, but we are going to utilize our high heat mode and we don't want to go too far over because it won't cook properly, but about 50 grams is fine. Now it's asking us to put our splash guard on. This one here is our splash guard. Now this is a TM6 only accessory because we're about to use our high heat mode. So tell it that we're done. Then we've got 5 minutes on our timer on our maximum temperature, and you can see our heat waves over here. So this is showing us that we are in our high heat mode. Now our high heat mode is TM6 only, as I just said, and the high heat mode is amazing. It's one of my favorite functions in the TM6. So what it does is it actually goes 40 degrees hotter than the older model Thermomixes. And that means that it can saute, it can caramelize, it can braise, it can brown, it can do all of those brilliant things that older model Thermomixes couldn't. So it really takes your flavors to the next level. It means that you can stir fry. So sometimes in the older model Thermomixes, meats and veggies could come out a little bit soggy almost. So with this amazing high heat mode, that doesn't happen. So we can really saute and get that browning just like you would on the fry pan without actually having to stand there. So for those of you, again, that were wanting to save time, this, instead of standing at the stove having to watch this and stir it and make sure that it doesn't burn, you could actually just pop that on and walk away. So this is where you gain your time back when you have a Thermomix on your bench, because you don't need to be strapped to the kitchen. So turn it on, walk away, and do something that you would rather do. Now, tell me, if you had a Thermomix on your bench, what would you like to be doing in moments like this when your Thermomix is cooking for you? Maybe you want to be doing readers with the kids. Maybe you want to be lying on the couch drinking a glass of wine. Maybe you want to be hanging out the washing, walking the dog, whatever it might be. Pop it in the chat and let us know. What would you be doing with your time? Or if you have a Thermomix, what kind of things do you love to do instead of standing over the stove? Now, our pizza is cooked. Look at that. Delicious. We'll get that cut in just a moment. Just going to finish this one off. Just got a few minutes to go there. Vicky tends to a 5-month-old, reads with 6-year-old, stacks the dishwasher, hangs the washing out. Nice. Fabulous tips in there. Thank you to my team for answering those great questions. I appreciate that. So while we are waiting for that, tell me, if you had a Thermomix on your bench, or for those of you that already do, what kind of things would you like to use that high heat mode for? Does anything come to mind that you're doing at the moment that you might be able to do in the Thermomix instead? Maybe it's a stir fry, Maybe it's beef strip salads. Tell me, what kind of things do you think you'd like to be making with our beautiful high heat mode? We've got 2 minutes left there. Mel likes to get lunches ready, clean the kitchen so I can relax after dinner. That's what I like to do as well, Mel. I did say I'm a really messy cook, so I love being able to kind of clean up while that's going and not having to worry about it. And he likes to wash the dishes, set the table, feed the cats. We can eat as a family. It's lovely. And how nice is that your Thermomix helps you to do things like eat as a family? So if that is something that is important to you, that's something great that you can help with, that a Thermomix can help you with. All right, so I've got my AirPods in, so it's a little bit hard to hear, but this high heat mode makes the most beautiful sound. So you hear this incredible sizzle come out of the Thermomix. You'll hear it get really hot really quickly. After about 20 or 30 seconds, it's already sauteing and browning. So you can do that chicken in just a matter of minutes, but you'll hear this amazing sound coming out of it. It's almost like a crackle and popping sound. When you have things like garlic and ginger in there, the smell that comes through your kitchen is just incredible. And you can do so many different things with it. You can see we've got a bit of steam coming out of the top as well as that starts to saute. And you will see when we're down in just 1 minute that you do start to get a little bit of the browning. So you can do things like caramelized onions. As I said, stir fries is a big one for us. Being able to do things like this, your meats, is amazing. And then on the opposite end of the scale with our high heat mode, we have sugar stages, which is actually for making like desserts and caramels, toffees, things like that. So sugar stages is an amazing function because things like that are really, really tough to make on the stove as they need to be at a precise temperature. If it goes too hot, it'll burn really quickly. No one wants a burnt caramel. So you can make amazing caramels, toffees, caramel sauces, toffee apples, fudges, things like that, using that sugar stages mode as well. Because the Thermomix is so precise, it takes the guessing out of it, which is awesome. Ema's been making the beef bulgogi. I don't think I said that right. The Korean beef, and it browns the beef so nice and smells amazing after a couple of minutes. I'll have to try that one. I don't think I've made that yet. Now we've just got 10 seconds left on our timer. And our chicken is going to be cooked. Now, just gently take that one off and look at that. We've got perfectly cooked chicken in there, and we've got some of those great juices coming in, and you can see the bottom of our bowl has some of that browning happening, which is what's going to add those beautiful flavors. So we're going to pop that chicken in a bowl. My thermo server. Sorry, what are you doing, mate? Oh, hurry up, please. Sorry, I've got a child that just emerged. It's meant to be sleeping. So with my tongs, I'm just going to take that chicken out and pop it into the thermo server. Or my thermo server is a bit full and I haven't got another one out right now. So I'm just going to put it in a bowl. 350 grams of chicken doesn't seem like much, but it's actually quite a lot. And when you've got the rice and the veggies, this is a brilliant dish to be making when you wanted to save some money. So for those of you that said saving money was important to you, a dish like this is great because you are using minimal chicken, which is the most expensive part. And then you can buy those veggies. If you're using things that are in season, you know that's nice and cheap. And then just grab your spatula and remove any of that caramelization off the bottom of the bowl. Get out all those last bits of chicken. So we want to retain any cooking juices in our bowl. What are you doing, mate? Can you get him into bed, please? Scrape base of bowl to loosen any caramelization, and then we're going to go on to our sauce. Shush, go away. Oh my goodness. Sorry, everyone. So we're going to go with 10 grams of fresh ginger. So we've still got the chicken juices in there. And we've got some fresh ginger here. I've got 11 grams. Great. A couple of garlic cloves. Now, I did say I like to double the garlic. So I've got 4 garlic cloves in there. Remember, guys, guided cooking, not set in stone. And then we're going to put our lid on. I've just got to find my measuring cup, which I put over here. And then we're going to go 8 seconds and around to speed 7. So again, for those of you that are wanting to save time, being able to do things like your prep work, your chopping in your Thermomix is amazing. I always love to think about how long that would have taken me to do by hand. If I was to chop that garlic and that ginger, look at that. Is anyone buying like jars of garlic and ginger at the moment, or are you chopping fresh by hand? Just pop it in the chat and let us know. So we're going on with our sauce ingredients. So 90 grams of soy or tamari. Tamari is very similar to soy, but it is gluten-free. So if you are a gluten-free household, you're going to want to use your tamari. And then 80 grams of honey. So I just like to use like Capilano honey, but you can use whatever honey you guys like in your house. If you want it a little bit less sweet, you can do less as well. Again, whatever works for you. Oh, that was 80 grams on the dot. And now he's asking for rice wine vinegar. I've only got white wine. It's a little bit different, but it's quite similar. So I'm just going to use that. And I'm just going to go slightly less because it's not quite the same. All about substitutions to bring down the cost of your grocery bill. Don't buy an ingredient that you're never going to use again. Google is your best friend to find out what substitutes you can use, and that will save you a lot of money as well. 3 teaspoons of corn flour, which is going to thicken it. Simmering basket on instead of measuring cup. So our measuring cup comes out and our simmering basket goes on. Next, we've got 2 minutes, 100 degrees on speed 3. Now, for those of you that said health was really important to you and that you're wanting to reduce the amount of preservatives, additives, things like that are in your diet, your Thermomix is going to be your best friend when you do that. So when you buy those packet and jar sauces from the supermarket, things like this, those Asian sauces, they have a lot of additives, preservatives, a lot of extra sugar, things like that in it. So this is a really great way to know exactly what is going into your meal and to be able to reduce some of those nasty numbers that they add into all of our food as colors and preservatives. So I do love that about my Thermomix. It's always been really important to me, and I love being able to share that with you guys if that is something that is important to you. So that just has 2 minutes to go. And we are traveling really nicely. We're just going to cover a couple of last things and then we are done. So we talked a lot about Cookie Do tonight, and Cookie Do is our recipe platform. It has over 80,000 recipes from all around the world, and that one is a subscription service. So you guys can sign up right now if you don't yet have a Cookie Do subscription for a 30-day free trial at cookiedoo.com.au. And then when you purchase your TM6, you will get 6 months for free. So that's 7 months to try it out and make sure you love it before you have to pay. And then after that, it is $69 a year for an annual subscription, which is about $1.33 a week to have a brand new TM6. I'm sorry, to have Cookie Do with your brand new TM6. So I personally think Cookie Do is worth every cent. We talked about how it can save you money, it saves you time, it saves you food waste, and it helps you be a lot more creative if that's something that's important to you by being able to change up what you're eating every night of the week. Now, we do have a brilliant host reward at the moment where you can actually get a year of Cookie Do absolutely free if you have a cooking experience with a couple of your friends. So please chat to your consultant or let us know in the chat box below if you would like to host your own cooking experience and get your hands on that year of Cookie Do free or one of our other beautiful host rewards that we do have. And as a thank you for hosting tonight or for hosting your own cooking experience at another time, you will be entitled to one of those brilliant host rewards. And they are ever changing. Our Cookie Do host reward is a limited time. It is only running for a couple more weeks. So please reach out soon and get that locked in. But our ThermoServe and our Bread Mat are standard host rewards. And we do have things that change constantly as well. Now, if you do choose to purchase a Thermomix from someone in my team, we really pride ourselves on being here to support you every step of the way. For me, as I said, I love my Thermomix so much. I've had one for over 10 years now, and it helps my family in so many different ways. And I love being able to share that with you all. But it is really important to me that you love your Thermomix as much as I love mine. So we are here to support you every step of the way. You're welcome to have us back for as many cooking experiences as you like, whether it be virtual or in person. If you invite along a few friends and we'll be there to do that with you. And then when your Thermomix arrives, we will unbox it with you. Now, that may be in person, it may be on FaceTime, whatever works best for you and your new consultant. And we will help you set that up and we'll make the beautiful vegetable stock paste with you. That's one of our favorite dishes. And it is Absolutely beautiful, cost effective, reducing all of those preservatives, and something that you'll use a lot when you have your new Thermomix. Then our team run virtual and in-person cooking classes, depending on where you're located. Our virtual classes are free. Some of our in-person ones are free. Some do have a cost attached to them, but that's just a great way for you to feel really inspired and be trying new things with your Thermomix. And then after that, we are here for you every step of the way. So it's not, here's a Thermomix, see you later. It's very much, we are here to help you get the most out of it and make sure that you love it. So you can always reach out to us through mobile, social media, email, whatever that may be, to ask us questions, hints, tips, tricks, whatever it may be that you need to make sure you're getting the most out of your Thermomix. Now, back at the start of the night, I asked you all what was most important to you when it came to food and cooking. Now, we had healthy, simple, fast, creative, and saving money. Now that you have seen the Thermomix in action, do you think it could help you tick whatever it was that was most important to you? Or for those of you that do have a Thermomix, did it help tick your box when we asked you this question before you purchased your first Thermomix? Let us know in the chat box. Now, for those of you that don't yet have a Thermomix, we did have those great payment options. 2579 is the price of the TM6, and it is an all-inclusive package. And through till the 7th of September, so just over a week, we do have that beautiful gift with purchase of either the black or white glider board with the black or white Thermomix and the $140 Mix Shop gift voucher. So $289 in value there as well, which is amazing if you do purchase before then. And we do have those different options. So you are welcome to join our team and earn yourself a Thermomix, or for our owners, you may come along and earn some commission, whatever works for you. It really is the best way to get a Thermomix on your bench. Please chat to your consultant about that more when they do some follow-up with you, or pop it in the chat and let us know. And we also have that interest-free finance, which is about $25 a week for a brand new TM6 on your bench, which is about $3.50 a day. So that is less than a cup of takeaway coffee. It's about one movie ticket. There's not many things you can do for $25 anymore. So when you break it down like that, that's a great way to look at it. We also have our other payment plans. So we have Easy 3, which is 3 payments over 60 days. We do also have Afterpay, which is 4 payments over 8 weeks. And then, of course, we have our one-off payment through PayPal, credit card, bank transfer, whatever it is that works for you. We've been talking a lot tonight about saving money with your Thermomix. Now, for me, in our household, our biggest money saver was yogurt. So I did have a TM31 way back when, and it was really hard to make yogurt in the 31. And I've always failed, so I stopped trying. And then I upgraded to a TM5, and I started making yogurt very easily in the TM6 and TM5. And I went from spending almost $30 a week on yogurt to just $3 a week. So tell me, is anybody buying yogurt? Does anyone have any yogurt fiends in their house? Might be kids, partners, yourself, whatever it may be. And is yogurt something that you are currently buying? Or if it's not yogurt, what is your most expensive thing that you're buying at the moment? What is something that you really notice each week in your grocery bill that you are buying that costs you quite a lot of money? Or for those of you that have a Thermomix, what was something that you were buying that you don't know, that you no longer need to buy and is saving you quite a lot of money? Pop it in the chat and let us know. But I went from spending almost $30 a week to about $3, and the cost of my TM5 interest-free repayment was covered in just my yogurt saving alone. So the average Thermomix family is expected to save around $40 to $60 a week off their grocery bill. Ema did say in the chat that she's saving $100 a week off her grocery bill. I just said about my $30 a week in just yogurt alone. So when you make a few simple changes from your grocery bill, maybe you stop buying as much takeaway, you stop wasting as much food, you'll notice your groceries dramatically decrease, which is brilliant. We do have our Mix Shop, which is thermomix.com.au/shop. Now, I did say your Thermomix is all inclusive, and it absolutely is. But once you've had it for a little while, you may be starting to try some new things. You may want to get yourself a dumpling mold, a bread tin. You might want to get some baking accessories, whatever it may be. You might want to jump on our Mix Shop and have a little browse. If you host a cooking experience after purchasing your Thermomix, you will be entitled to a 20% discount from our Mix Shop as well. So you may decide to purchase tonight and host a cooking experience with your consultant in the next few weeks, and you would also be entitled to our host rewards and our 20% discount to the Mix Shop. You would also have a $140 Mix Shop voucher if you purchase before the 7th, which means you could use that with your 20% off and save even more money. Now, that is the end of my spiel. If you have any questions about anything that we covered or anything that we haven't covered tonight, please let me know. I would love to answer them for you, or your consultant would love to answer them. But our dish over here has finished. So it wants us to pour sauce over chicken and vegetables, stir to combine, sprinkle with sesame seeds, and garnish with sliced spring onions and shallots before serving. Now, this is such a big dish. I'm going to have to grab my biggest bowl out. Not a very aesthetically pleasing bowl, so I do apologize. I just realized I didn't swap cameras, sorry. But I'm just going to move you back over here so we can do this. Slide it back with my glider board. It smells amazing, guys. I wish you could smell it. Look at that beautiful, thick sauce. So much better than those packet sauces. Everything is nice and hot in the thermo server. Now, you might be somebody who likes to keep your rice separate. If you're like us in our household, I think it just looks a little bit nicer. And I have a child that doesn't like his food mixed. Don't get me started there. So I'm just going to scrape those veggies out. There's more under there. And then I'm going to grab our chicken. And then I'm going to go in with that sauce. Look at that. So this is going to be our dinner for tomorrow night. One of the things I love about my job when I cook virtually, we get to eat all of the food. That means I don't have to make dinner tomorrow night. What a win. Give that a stir. Coat your chicken and your veggies. Those veggies are cooked absolutely beautifully. They've still got a little bit of crunch in them, which is what you want when you're dealing with a stir fry. If you do like them soggier, you can always cook it a little bit longer. You know, I've kept saying tonight, guys, it's guided cooking, not set in stone. So make those changes that suit you and the family. Get a bit of our rice out. Here's our rice. You can see that okay. So nice chicken and veggies. Plating up is not my forte, so I do apologize. I'd never get a job on MasterChef. Just seem to be getting all the capsicum out. A bit of green. And look at that. How does that look, guys? Sprinkle with some sesame seeds. And there we have our Chinese style chicken. Now get off a bit of our pizza. And there we have made a dish that feeds an absolute crowd. Look at that beautiful pizza bianca. As I said, it's quite like a focaccia. You see it's got those beautiful air bubbles in it. Look how fluffy that is. Bounces back. Pop that one in there. And then we have a dish that's going to feed 8 people. You've got enough for 8 people there. So there's only 4 of us in our household. So there are going to be some brilliant leftovers for us there. But that is it. I would love if you could let me know if that is something that you're going to be making if you currently have a Thermomix on your bench, or if you don't yet have a Thermomix, is that something that you would like to make? If you did, would you be popping that on your weekly meal plan? Thank you so much for coming along tonight. For those of you that don't yet have a Thermomix, please make sure you're in touch with your consultant. They're going to follow up with you and see what you thought about the demo tonight. Those of you that do have a Thermomix, thank you so much for coming along to join us. Thank you for those that invited a guest along. As I said, if you have any questions, please pop them in the chat box. If you would like any more information about hosting your own cooking experience as an owner or a non-owner, please reach out to your consultant or please let one of us know. We would love to help you. And if you think that you might like to join our team, again, please chat to your consultant or let one of us know, because we would love to give you a little bit of information about that. We do run obligation-free information sessions twice a week. I do have one tomorrow night at 7:30 that you're welcome to jump along to. So if you'd like to purchase a Thermomix with our gift with purchase, if you'd like to join our team, earn your Thermomix, come on as an owner, host your own demo, whatever it may be, please make sure you let your consultant know or reach out to one of us so we can help you out with that. Thank you, everybody, for coming along tonight. It was so nice to see you all. I don't do many of these anymore and really enjoy it. So thank you so much for having me, and I hope to see you all very soon. Thanks, guys.